All right, you found the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video. We call it Weather for Weather Geeks. But even non-geeks will find some value in these long-form weather videos, I hope anyway. We've got another evening where there's plenty to talk about. Winter's Revenge Tour, even though it's fairly brief, continues this evening, and we'll get to the radar and much more in just a second. Just a review of the wind chills today, though. Once they settled into the single digits this morning, they kind of stayed in the upper single digits and lower teens for much of the rest of the day. The air kind of hurt out there today. At the Youngstown Warren Airport in Vienna, we had some gusts as early as 4 o'clock this morning of 35 miles per hour, a peak gust of around 40 or so at 4 p.m., and the wind is still very, very frisky out there this evening. I just came back in a few moments ago from moving my car here in downtown Youngstown, and it's pretty gnarly out there. It's windy, it's cold, and the snow was flying pretty good. Now, just small dustings pretty much, but still, you're gonna have to watch for some slick spots as these snow showers move through. Now, I'm recording this a little after 7 p.m. By mid-evening, a lot of these will be gone, but some of this activity has some bursts of heavier snow that can drop a quick coating and make things real slick, and the visibility gets reduced for a time as well. This activity has been pushing to the east at about 45 miles per hour. As you can see behind this, there's not a whole lot, and there's probably not going to be much more than some flurries for a good chunk of the night tonight. Here's our high-res futurecast, and by the wee hours of the morning, not a lot going on, but one thing we'll be watching for late tonight into tomorrow morning is a reemergence of perhaps a semi-dominant lake band. There could be some scattered flurries, but one band in particular might have some juice to it, and the model's trying to pick up on this, moving through Cleveland, parts of Geauga County, and perhaps getting down to about the northern one-third of Trumbull and perhaps Mercer counties as well. Again, this is late tonight into Friday morning. The high-res modeling has been cluing in on this for several hours now, that there might be a pretty good-looking band somewhere through here. So 422, maybe as far south as I-80, but primarily north of I-80, along 11, along 5, along 82, a lot of the major roads in kind of the central and northern parts of Trumbull County, and perhaps over into northern Mercer County as well, could be impacted by this tomorrow morning. Lake effect snow warnings are still out from Cleveland to Erie. This actually becomes a blizzard warning once you're up into the southern suburbs of Buffalo, out into Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties along 86. If you've ever been through this region before, once you turn right onto 86 off of 90, you get into some hillier terrain, and that is prime lake effect country through there. There's also blizzard warnings out downwind of Lake Ontario, and I mean enormous amounts of snow are in the forecast for the next few days, all the way through Saturday. There's going to be some places, maybe downwind of Lake Ontario, some places might get 48 inches of snow. Might be at the very end of our color scale here. That's going to be a possibility. It'll be more like a foot or 2 feet in some parts of Erie County, PA, up into southwest New York. Around here, again, that dominant band is something we'll be watching out for. It'll probably fade away fairly quickly as we get into the midday on Friday, but there could be flurries anywhere at any time. It's going to be a pretty similar day to what we had today. It's not going to be quite as windy, but still blustery and very cold. Temperatures in the mid-20s. Now, as we get into the latter half of our Friday, there's probably going to be actually a Mondo lake effect band up here that originates from Lake Superior, clips northern Michigan, picks up some moisture off of Lake Huron, and then goes through Lake Ontario. And that Mondo band is what's going to be responsible for the enormous snow totals downwind of Lake Ontario. We're going to miss out on that around here, but still, I'm expecting things to maybe get a little bit busier lake effect-wise late in the day on Friday. Mostly from I-80 on north, but even south of I-80, there could be some snow showers and flurries and something to watch out for. But north of I-80 especially, this could be real tricky going between I-80 and I-90 for a time, late Friday evening and into the overnight as well. And then things should wind down on Saturday. So snow totals here closer to home, as nearby as Geauga and Lake counties, Ashtabula counties, there's going to be a fresh 6+ inches worth of snow from now through late Friday night, early Saturday morning. And then in our kind of primary television viewing area, between the stuff we get this evening and then maybe some snow showers tomorrow morning, and then maybe a reemergence of the snow shower activity tomorrow night, 1 to 2 or 3 covering a lot of Trumbull and Mercer counties. Once you're south of I-80, then localized coatings to 1 inch or so should just about do it. Should not be a real huge deal in a lot of Mahoning and Columbiana County. Now, as we go into the weekend, a lot of clouds around for the bulk of Saturday, but the snow shower activity should fade away early in the day. And then things are really looking up on Sunday. I told you yesterday that I kind of half-stepped our Sunday forecast, took it up into the lower 40s, even though I could see it being much warmer. And I continued that process today. Our forecast for Sunday is now knocking on 50. And I actually think there'll be a fair amount of sunshine on Sunday. This is going to be a much different day compared to the preceding few days. So that is looking really good. So here's the weekend forecast. Only 28 Saturday, but we'll do a lot better on Sunday. Now, Sunday morning, it'll be in the upper teens, but we'll pick up 30 degrees on that first day of March. The sun angle, March 1st, is a lot higher in the sky than it was a month or so ago. So you can get these big diurnal ranges more and more as we get into meteorological spring, which officially begins on Sunday, March the 1st. All right, longer range thoughts. Talked about this a little bit on Twitter earlier on today. The CFS, the Climate Forecast System modeling for the next 30 days, so basically taking us through March, is really, I wouldn't call it a blowtorch, but it really just says the fat lady, whatever metaphor you want to use, should really start singing as far as winter is concerned. It has orange east of the Rockies throughout March, and I don't think this is an unreasonable idea. There's going to be the occasional cold weather in March, like there will be at the end of next week, but I don't think it's unreasonable to think that March will play out a lot like the winter pattern. More often than not, historically speaking, when winter runs the table warm, December right through February, that pattern rolls right into early spring. Every now and then you have March be a change-up, but more often than not, March resembles winter. The European modeling for the next 46 days sings a similar song here. Lots of orange east of the Rockies through March, and so the initial March outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, which I showed you about a week ago, which showed some cool anomalies perhaps in the eastern U.S. I don't think that's likely to work out. I think they're going to have to do a big-time revision to that forecast as we roll into March this weekend. I'll probably do my March outlook either tomorrow evening, or if we have too much going on, I might hold off until Monday evening on that. In the meantime, thanks for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. Look for more radar snapshots on social media this evening on the Storm Tracker 21 account and my account. And don't forget, you can check out the radar anytime on the Storm Tracker 21 app. Have a great night.